is up, guys? It's Andy here. Welcome to Painfully Honest Advice. So have you been watching the stock market lately? Because the stock market is down over 20%. The Nasdaq is down about 19%, the S&P is down about 19%, and the Dow Jones is down over 20%. Now here's the thing, with everything going on, we can't control the market. But in this video, I'm going to share with you guys 5 stocks that are recession proof. Meaning even if the stock market keeps going down, these stocks will outperform the market every single day. But hey, just as a disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor. These are just my personal recommendations on stocks that I believe will outperform the market and that are recession proof. But if you're new to investing in the stock market, understand that a stock price can go up or it can come down. Now, these recommendations that I'm going to share with you guys are stocks that will outperform the market during a recession or during a market crash. Plus, these stocks will actually pay out a dividend as well. And if you're not familiar with what dividends are, a dividend is basically when you invest in a company, you're investing in that stock and you become a shareholder. And when that company makes profits, they pay out those profits to its shareholders as dividends. So hopefully that made sense, but I'll get into that a little bit further in the video as well. Now, if you're new to my channel, my name is Andy. I make videos all around business, personal finance, and investing. So if you like any of those topics, guys, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And remember, if you're investing in the stock market, always invest for long term. Short term, you can actually lose a lot of money, but long term, which is anywhere between 5 years plus, you will actually make out in the stock market. Now, on average, when you invest for the long term, you can actually expect an average return of over 10%. But as a little history lesson here, the last time the stock market had a crash and the last time we were in a recession was actually 2007 to 2009. Now, if you own stock at that time, you've seen a decrease of over 37% in the stock market. Now, those were huge losses, guys. And this all happened due to the home crisis. But if you sold your stock at that time, a lot of people lost over 50% of their investments. Now, I had a close buddy of mine that actually lost over $100,000 in just 2 days. So that was pretty damn crazy. But if you actually held off and you actually held your stock, you would have made all your money back within a year. And if you actually held it for over 2 years, you would have got double the return. So I say that to tell you guys that, hey, it's never too late to invest in the stock market, but always invest for the long term. Don't ever watch a stock on a day-to-day basis because you will get scared and eventually you'll probably want to sell. But I'll tell you just to hold off. But basically, we are seeing a similar pattern to what we've seen in 2007 to 2009 right now. With the stock market down over 20% in just the last month, that's pretty crazy. That tells me that, hey, we're headed in a stock market crash or we're headed towards a recession. So the stocks that I'm going to share with you guys are more recession proof, but they can still go down when the whole stock market goes down. But these stocks will actually hold their value the strongest. Plus, as long as we have time later in the video, I'm going to share with you guys 5 stocks that I think are a cheaper buy right now. Now, these stocks are not as recession proof, but overall, these are a cheap buy right now because the whole stock market is down. And to me, these stocks can actually outperform the market in the long term. But if you're looking for safe investment and recession proof stocks, the first stock on my list is actually going to be General Mills. Now, I think every kid and every adult knows General Mills. As a kid, I used to eat General Mills cereal, and to this date, if I'm in a bind and I need something quick and I don't want to cook a meal, I'll have some cereal. And General Mills has a huge variety of products of cereals. Now, they have longer shelf life product, so that's why this is a household product. And usually during a recession, prepackaged products like cereals usually tend to do a lot better because they have a longer shelf life as well. And who doesn't like cereal at the end of the day? So while the stock market is actually down over 20%, General Mills is actually up 0.34% in just the last month, which tells me that General Mills can keep up with the recession. And even if the market is crashing at such a high rate, General Mills can keep up and they can actually grow during that same time frame. So I don't know about you guys, but hey, if we're going to go into a recession, buy more cereal and buy General Mills stock so you can actually make money off of that as well. Plus, General Mills actually pays out a dividend of 3.7% or $1.96 a share. So while you're actually investing in the stock and you can grow money from investing in the stock, you're actually getting a dividend of $1.96 per share. Now, that's not going to get you rich, but if you have 1 million shares, it just might. Okay, but if you don't like cereal, I mean, who doesn't like cereal? But But just in case, if you do not want to invest in General Mills or just don't like anything to do with cereal, the next recommendation that I'm going to have, and the second stock that I believe is recession proof, is Walmart. Now, Walmart is a consumer staple, and they actually sell a variety of consumer products that people use on a daily basis. Now, at the same time, when luxury stores start seeing declines in their sales, Walmart is a discounted store, and a lot of times during a recession, discounted stores actually see a spike in their sales because they sell products that you need on a daily basis. But our current local Walmart is actually starting to run out of a lot of household products just due to the current situation in the market. So that's actually really good if you invest in Walmart stock, because Walmart is a place that people are going to when it comes down to a recession, because they want to buy products at a discounted price and they want to save up their money to invest in Walmart stock. Now, Walmart is currently trading at $113 a share, and in the last year, they've actually grown by roughly 14%. Plus, in the last month, while the whole stock market is down over 20%, Walmart's actually only down about 3%, which is extremely good if you compare that to the overall market. That tells me that Walmart can keep up during a recession or during a market crash. Plus, Walmart also pays out a dividend of 1.85% or $2.16 per share. So they're another great stock that I have in my portfolio and that I personally recommend if you want to stay on the safe side during a recession. Okay, but let's go ahead and jump into the third option. If you want to just stay away from the whole consumer products and the consumer, I don't know, if you just want to stay away from people, go ahead and invest in my third option here, which is recession proof. That is Visa. Now, guys, I've owned Visa since I was like 16 years old, and Visa is a consistent growth company, and they are protected by recession because people are still going to need to use their cards, whether it's a credit card or a debit card. Visa gets paid every single time somebody uses their card. And we all, I bet you, have Visa credit cards in our wallets. If you check your wallet right now, and even if you have any type of bank account, check the logo on that card and you're probably already invested in Visa, and Visa's already making money off of you. And just on that note, I'm just gonna go grab my wallet and show you guys how many Visa credit cards I actually have, or debit cards that I actually have that have a Visa logo. Alright, so that is actually pretty crazy because I just grabbed my cards, and if you actually look, majority of my cards are actually Visas. I have one Discover card, one American Express, one MasterCard, and the rest of the cards here, guys, are all Visas. So Visa's making a lot of money off of us. And just in the last year, Visa has actually grown by 13%. And if you look at their overall trend, they're a consistently growth company. And if you don't know much about Visa, Visa is actually the largest credit card provider, or the largest, I should say, card provider in the world. Plus, Visa is also another great company that actually pays out a dividend. Now, Visa pays out a dividend of 0.69% or $1.20 a share. And that's really good because any company that can actually pay out a dividend, even during a stock market crash or even while we're in a recession, is a good company because they have enough assets to pay out their investors on a quarterly basis. Okay, so anyways, I gotta put these cards back. But before I do, the next and fourth investment and the fourth stock that I recommend that's recession proof is McDonald's. Now, personally, I like McDonald's, and as a kid, I used to have a Happy Meal a lot because that was our treat that my parents used to take us to. Now, McDonald's is recession proof because people actually stop going out during a recession or during a market crash to fancier restaurants, but because they still want a treat or they want a meal at a discounted price, McDonald's prices actually spike up during those times. And based on historic data, during that 2007 to 2009 crash, when the stock market actually went down over 37%, McDonald's actually only went down about 7%, which tells me that they can actually keep up with the recession and that people actually like going to fast food places during a recession because they want to save some money. But also, if you don't know this about McDonald's, McDonald's is just not a fast food franchise. They also are a real estate company. Now, they're actually one of the largest real estate companies in the world, and they have assets in the billions of dollars just in real estate. So even if all else fails for McDonald's, they have enough money invested in real estate that they can have a sustainable growth model. And McDonald's is currently trading at $177 a share. And in the last year, while the market has been growing down steadily and it's down over 20%, McDonald's is actually only down about 4.5%. So this is another stock that I currently have in my portfolio, and I really like McDonald's because they actually pay out a decent dividend. Now, their dividend is around 2.66% or $5 a share. which is a decent dividend, and it's just more passive income that you're getting just by investing in McDonald's. Okay, my neck is starting to cramp up just by looking at the camera. But now, before I get into the fifth safest stock and fifth recession-proof stock, I do want to share with you guys 5 stocks that I think are currently a cheap buy right now while the stock market is down. Because the Dow Jones is actually down right now over 21%, I think this is a great time to get into the market and invest in these 5 stocks before the market corrects itself. But remember, these stocks are not recession proof, but these stocks actually have strong financials, so that's why I want to recommend to you guys these 5 companies. Now, I'm not going to go into too much details with each of these companies, but I'm just going to toss them out there for you guys to do your own research. But these are just personal companies that I invest in and that I have as a long-term strategy to invest in on a monthly basis. With the first one being Alphabet. Now, Alphabet is the owner of Google and of YouTube. They basically own the 2 largest search engine optimization systems on the internet. So this to me is a stock that I just see consistently growing over the next 50 years. And because the stock market crash has just recently happened, this stock is actually at some of its lowest. So I personally recommend this is not a bad buy for a long-term strategy. Okay, and the second recommendation is going to be Facebook. Now, Facebook is a social media platform, and Facebook actually owns Facebook plus Instagram plus WhatsApp. So they actually control the market as far as social media goes, and they own the number 1 and number 2 spot in social media. Now, Facebook is actually down over 20% in the last month. So I recommend buying this as well because I see them having a great long-term strategy over the next 10 to 50 years. Okay, and my third recommendation is going to be Apple. Now, Apple is actually up over 49% in the last year, but just in the last month, they're actually down over 15%. So right now, I think this stock is actually discounted. So my personal recommendation is to get into the stock while it's actually priced low. And my fourth stock that I personally recommend is Delta Airlines. Now, the airline industry has recently taken a huge hit with just the current situations that's going on in the market that I really cannot discuss in YouTube because I don't want to get banned. But with airline stocks, they've all been down a tremendous amount. Now, with Delta Airlines, they're actually down over 35% in just the last month. And this is a new stock that I actually just picked up on. And I did a lot of research on the stock, and actually Warren Buffett, who's one of my gurus and I really look up to when it comes down to investing in the stock market, he actually invested over $20 million in the stock. So I just thought I would invest some money into the stock as well. But right now, all airline stocks are at their low. So it's not a bad time to invest some of your money in this type of stock. And the fifth stock is Tesla. Now, I'm a little biased to Tesla because I do have a Tesla Model S and I love that car. But Tesla to me is actually outperforming the market, and they're just way ahead of the curve when it comes to electric cars and when it comes to full self-driving vehicles. Now, I see Tesla as a growth potential, but it is a bit riskier of a potential. But like I said, I'm very biased with Tesla, but I still think that Tesla has a great future ahead and that it's not a bad stock for the next 10 to 50 years to invest in, that you can actually see some great growth. But like I said, these 5 stocks are just my personal recommendations of stocks that I'm investing in on a monthly basis and that are actually a cheaper buy because the stock market in general is just down. But let's go ahead and jump into the final and the 5th recession-proof stock on my list, which is going to be by paying Uncle Sam and doing your taxes with Intuit. Now, if you have not heard of Intuit, Intuit is actually a software company. Now, they've developed QuickBooks, and you can also file your taxes with Intuit. Now, guys, we all have to pay our taxes. So to me, Intuit is one of those recession-proof stocks because Uncle Sam is always going to want its money. So I see the stock just growing on a consistent basis. Now, Intuit in the last 3 months has actually gone up. While the whole stock market is down over 20%, Intuit has actually gained 0.62% in just the last 3 months, which tells me that this is a recession-proof company and that while everything else is going down, Intuit is actually keeping its growth potential. So these are my 5 recession-proof stocks. Now, if you are new to the stock market or you have not started investing in the stock market, there's a couple different platforms that I'll just suggest to you guys, and I'll put the link down in the description. But the ones that I personally use is Robinhood, Public, and Webull. Now, all 3 of these platforms are great for beginners, and they also offer a little perk as well. I'm not going to go too much into the detail, but if you want to check them out, just check out my description. But guys, that is going to be a wrap for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. And like I said, if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you like this video or you like content like this, just make sure to hit that like button as well, guys, as it really does help with the channel and helps with the YouTube algorithm. And if you're not already following me on Instagram, make sure to follow me at Painfully Honest Advice. advice. But until next time, guys, I will see you guys at the next one.